Hey, and welcome back to the next episode of the Right Hand Drive Guys podcast, the podcast for guys who like right hand drives. I'm Bobby. This is Aaron.
Yo.
And this is episode 103. Episode 103. And so we figured, obviously, I just got back from Japan.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I even got the full, you attended an event in Japan kit on, right? The new logoed hat, the new hoodie. I even got some raised socks on, dude.
Wow,
Yeah,
dude.
so I got the full hype
Guy's
boy
fully
kit.
swagged up.
Yep.
He's ready for a Cars and Coffee.
Yes, I am. Yeah, but so we figured we'd chat about that and then do a quick little fall hot or not.
Yeah, dude. Let's do it.
All right, cool. So, yeah.
How was the trip?
Japan was dope. I mean, Japan's always dope.
Yeah. Any major differences this time that you could tell?
I mean, definitely there was a lot of tourists.
Yeah.
For sure.
Still.
Yeah, and I feel like in some instances I maybe felt a little less, maybe not welcome, but not as welcomed as I did before. And maybe that was my perception. Maybe they're just worn out on like us and tourist period. I know that it's a big source of revenue for them, but also an influx of people is a lot more work, a lot more stressful. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Dude, I'm still like jet lagged. So, I've been going to bed super early because I just can't even stand being awake. Like, it's hard sometimes.
I'm surprised you're here at the moment.
Yeah. So, but I couldn't miss the podcast. So if I yawn a little bit, like, my bad.
Give him a break, guys.
Yeah, I'm trying. But yeah, I mean, overall, it was a great experience. I did hear that it is becoming so packed with tourists in Kyoto during this time period because their leaves are changing and stuff as well.
They got a late
schools are not taking not vacation, but school trips to Kyoto anymore, to those temples. They're having to drive further to places that aren't so packed.
Wow.
Yeah. So
they're having to change their entire...
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Some kids won't get to go to those temples there in school because of the fact that it's so overwhelming that they can't do the tour like they like to. Like, remember when we went there was a bunch of school buses, a bunch of school kids. Yeah. So, that is tough. I do get that would be frustrating. I know up here in Maine by mid-August, I'm tired of tourists. I'm tired of them being around, clogging up the roads, not understanding how to use our roads.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could totally get it for sure. But beyond that, I mean, it was a great time. Of course, I hit Daikoku. Like I said, I was gonna. I did end up getting to go to the Nissan Heritage collection, which I hadn't looked into a ton prior.
Yeah.
And then once I went, I was like, oh, wow, this is crazy. And so long story short, the Nissan Heritage collection is obviously a collection of cars.
Yeah.
And it's in an old manufacturing facility. And so this facility used to produce the Sunnies. And it produced I can't remember what date it was, but the last Sunny rolled off the line and that was it. And so they've now converted this whole huge, like, factory warehouse, like, huge.
Yeah.
They've converted it into all R&D for every section of the business, from, electronics and ECU stuff to stamping the metal to developing EVs. So this Zama warehouse kind of handles all that. So it was pretty cool to learn that, and then, of course, it's time to go in on the tour, and they roll up this overhead door, and it's just like, it's just like, holy moly. You just, like, look around, and, on your left is all the older kind of models and vehicles that really started Nissan.
Yeah.
And, Ken, a.k.a. Captain Bradford, came along with us, and he was kind of our tour guide.
Yeah.
You were provided one, but we just used Ken because he could talk our language, in the sense of he knew what we cared about and he knew what we didn't.
Right,
So
right.
you only get 70 minutes inside of the Heritage Collection Hall. Yeah, you only get 70 minutes. And when it's done, like, they wrangle you up. Yeah, so we didn't, you know, of course, like, we felt bad not giving some of these cars love because they are part of the story and part of what got us to where we are today as far as Nissan's concerned. And he spit out a lot of knowledge I can't even regurgitate. He is like a literal, it's crazy. He's like that tape that went in your tape deck that you walked along the tour and it played in your ears and you're just like, what the? He's like that. He gave us so much info about how, you know, Nissan is actually 3 companies that came together, you know, and created Nissan itself. And, you know, there's a lot of history there. But regardless, Nissan Heritage, just full of cars. Just all the race cars, like stock versions of all the Silvias, all the Skylines, like all of that stuff. So it was really cool to experience that for sure.
What was the best car in there?
Well, dude, I mean, come on. There's like all those 34 race cars. Of course, the 3 LMs were like super sick. I found myself going over to the LMs often. And like, maybe other stuff I saw like once or twice. I saw those like 6 times because I just kept. All of a sudden, I'd be there again. I'd be like, whoa, holy crap, I'm here. And, you know, one of them, of course, if you're familiar, there's the homologated LM where they only made one because the regulations were thin.
Right.
Then there's the, like, Keep the Dream Alive LM.
Yeah.
And then there's the Clarion LM. And, yeah, it was just really cool to see them all. You know, obviously have a 33 over here, and I've just seen pictures of them. So... yeah, I mean, that was probably my favorite, but of course the 34 race cars were sweet. I mean, just seeing stock versions of every Silvia from start to finish was like really cool.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Nissan Heritage was cool. We also got to do some Hakone runs. You know, I was with the group of Colorado guys, one being Kendon, who was on a few weeks ago.
Yeah. He had a Z out, right?
Yeah, that thing was extremely clean, super low kilometers. And like he said, it's the last twin turbo that came off, and they're trying to figure out if it was the last yellow.
Oh, wow.
Like, or no, it was the last yellow, or if it was the last car, something he's trying to figure out. And it looked it. I was like, dang, dude. And it ran really well, too. Like, he was, you know, running the toge, and, like, we were hammering for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah, I got to do a bunch of that. And then we also, you know, hit A pit. Of course, you know, you got to hit A pit. I found these socks for 1,000 yen. Yeah, I'm super impressed with that, dude, because they're quality socks. Yeah, they really are. So hit A pit, you know, went cruising around, got some dinner, and then, of course, headed to Fuji for ours meeting.
Oh, yeah.
That was a blast. You know, got to see everybody, you know, all of the, you know, aftermarket creators, you know, Smokey was there, everybody was there. So it was just like last year. Built by Legends brought out the new yellow 34. So that was cool as well.
Oh, yeah. That thing looked really cool. Can't wait to see that complete.
Yeah, and you know, Kendon, like I said, he's got these really great, like, skills, right? And so he hands these out, right? It's like a parking pass. Okay,
what?
and look, this is laminated.
Yeah.
He like printed these out, laminated them.
What?
Yes, and it's sick. I'll hang it on the wall because it's a good memory. But basically, we got to park in the E lot, and the E lot was like literally 500 feet from the event, whereas the lots that we parked in last year, literally like a 15-20 minute walk to the infield where ours meeting was.
Yeah, so that's pretty decent.
Yeah, it was really decent. And so, yeah, I thought it was really cool that he took the time to
that's really
laminate
cool.
12 of these things and like get us all in the E lot and stuff. So, yeah, that was sweet. So, yeah, we were eating lunch, you know, me and the boys, and we picked a place that had the most options, but we didn't really know what anything was, and we translated it, but like we still, what it said, we had no clue what it was.
Right.
Like beef hormone was what we ended up, kind of choosing. And I had no clue what that meant.
I'm not sure I did either.
Yeah. And so I'm like, yeah, all right, boys,
Sounds
let's
cool.
do it. There it is. And then we start eating it, and it's like squishy and like rubbery kind of and stuff. And we're like, dude, what is this? And none of us wanted to look it up. And then afterwards I looked it up, and it's like beef intestine. Yeah, so I'm eating like the intestines of like a cow with some rice.
I mean, at least it wasn't horse.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
But yeah, I was like, dude, I can't do this again. I can't.
How'd you feel the next day after that?
I don't remember.
Don't want to, huh?
Yeah. But it was cool because one of the guys in the group, Steve, he got one of the paddock rooms, so it's like a suite.
Yeah.
And it's its own building, and it has a garage, and the garage has a full window wall into the living room.
Oh, that's sick.
So yeah, that was a blast because he just let us all take turns pulling in the cars, taking the videos. Yeah. So we just like hot lap the garage.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. So anybody who saw my video and thought that I paid for the paddock room.
Yeah, I was like, wow, dude, guy balled out. You got the.
No, I had the twin bed, like basic classic.
Yeah. Fuji view.
Fuji view. Yeah. So, but Steve was kind enough to let us do that, and we hung out in there, and
that's sick.
Whatever, did our thing. So yeah, I mean that was a great experience, and I did other stuff, but one of the cooler things was we also went to Omori Factory, but had been there before. They did have the yellow 400R and a 270R both on display.
That's really cool.
That was cool because the 2 times prior that I had went, it was the same stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I guess they had just moved those 2 cars a few nights before from the Nissan HQ over to Nismo because they had taken out the 2 race cars that were at Nismo, and they replaced them with that yellow 400R and the black 270R. So that was pretty cool. But anyways, then on my last day, I realized like that the hotel that we normally stay at next to City Bakery, which I enjoyed pretty much every morning. But they probably got sick of me. They're like, dude, who's this American?
Yeah, get out of here.
But yeah, down the road was Nissan Global Headquarters.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that it was within walking distance. And so my last day, I was going over to 7-Eleven, and I was like, damn, I think I could just walk over there.
Yeah.
And so I did, and that was pretty cool because I was able to find 2 pieces of the Nismo 40th collection that aren't released yet. The sticker set and the Nismo old logo badge.
That's sick.
Yeah, and so like I had said, the week prior they had been having the 40th celebration at the global headquarters, and what I was told was they had produced these for people who attended the 40th celebration.
I see.
But they had overproduced them, and so they just left them for sale at global headquarters.
Yeah.
So these weren't even at Nismo Omori Factory. Wow, they didn't have them there. They only had them at the global HQ, along with some other 40th anniversary party limited releases.
Yeah.
It was all still there, but at the time when I had found it, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, these are here. Not realizing these were like things that aren't going to come out until like next spring or summer.
Right.
So I do have a few small pieces, so that was really cool.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was, of course there was other little stuff to the trip, but for the most part, that was what it was. Definitely was pumped to meet Captain Bradford. It'd be cool to get him on here. I think he would probably talk over our heads because he's very super knowledgeable.
Yeah.
He was a rally driver for Mitsubishi back in the day, and then he also helped develop the Evo 7. So, I mean, just that knowledge right there and those stories would probably be insane, let alone everything else. So, all right, cool. So that was the trip. That was the recap. If you got any other questions about Japan or anything like that, just DM us. The jet lag is real. When you get there, you fucking are waking up at like 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep. And then when I get home, I'm like falling asleep at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's part of it, right?
Yeah.
But I don't see how anyone could go for less than a week.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Less than a week, you would just never adjust. You'd just be out all night.
Or all day.
Or
something. I don't know. Dude, you'd be pretty screwy.
You'd be walking on your hands. Like, all right, cool. So we're going to do the hot or not. If you've heard one of these before, if you haven't, it doesn't really matter. We basically just run through. We're each going to do 5, and the other person just says hot or not. And in the past, have we done it like if you say, do you explain it?
If it's not.
Yes, you explain it if it's not at the time when you say it's not.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So are we going to do 5 in a row or alternating?
Yeah, we can do 5 in a row.
So who wants to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Like asking.
I'll ask you, yeah.
Okay.
All right, you
waiting
ready?
For?
Dum, dum, dum. All right, first one. The Velside Fortune Kit for the FDRX7. Hot or not? Hot.
Yeah.
All right. Got the Garson Drug C wheels. Let me show you a pic real quick. Let me show you a pic real quick of these pigs.
Definitely show me a picture. No, those are not hot. And I know for some boys those are.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. But for me personally, those are not hot. Like, I'm not necessarily, like, a chrome guy to begin with. But when you have, like, solid, like, not symmetrical, I don't know, dude. It's just, it doesn't go for me. So I'm going to go no-go on the Garson.
So just a quick thing on the Garson. That's the same company as the DAD that had, like, the rhinestone blinged out.
Ends, yeah.
Yeah, at Auto Salon.
I believe it.
Cool. Pink cars, hot or not?
That can go so many ways. Like, the general idea of a pink car is hot. The way that a lot of people will end up executing it is not. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely think that there are some friggin' hot pink cars.
Yeah.
But, like, I definitely think that 9 out of 10 people, the execution just isn't there.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, next one. The JZX 110 Mark II. Those pigs.
Not?
No,
that's a Corolla, bro.
Dude, what do you mean?
Look at those headlights. That's a Corolla. That's got a long body Corolla.
It's got a 2JZ and it's rear wheel drive. Come on.
Oh, okay. So, I'm being held hostage right now, as you can see. Hot. Okay, please just don't hurt me, dude.
Got it. So you're not into it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't like the look of it. I'm sure the performance is probably sweet. Like, I'm sure it's a sweet car.
Yeah.
To, like, rip on and, like, you know, do donuts in some weird biker's place parking lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, for sure. But, like,
all right. Got it.
Sorry.
So that was 4. Last one. Noodle slurping. You slurp your noodles?
Oh, that's hot. Yeah, that's like, duh.
It's a sign of respect.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta slurp the noodles. If
you know, when I'm here in America, like, they look at you sideways.
Yeah, they're like, dude,
I'm like,
what are you doing?
Because it's the triple slurp. It's like the, like,
you
really get it in on the last one, dude. And when you hit the last one, they look at you offended here. Dude, you do that in Japan and they're smiling, bowing.
Dude, give
like,
you salutes, bowing, dude. Confetti's dropping, balloons, everything.
Yeah, dude. So, I mean, that's for sure hot. I mean, if I hear somebody slurping their shit, I'm like, oh, they know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm never like, oh, what the heck? I'm like, damn, dude,
dude,
you been to Japan?
Remember the first time we went? That one rum?
Yes.
You were like, what the hell is wrong with that guy?
I for sure thought that, like, he had something going on, and then we quickly realized, like, oh shit, he's saying thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Like he's not.
We just had to do a quick Google, and
yeah, exactly.
Loud slurping in Japan, and turns out,
if you don't do that, they think that you don't enjoy it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you better enjoy it.
You better enjoy this shit. Yeah, no, that was actually pretty funny. Because dude, he was sitting right next to me, and he was like hauling on the last one. I was just like, dude, chill.
He's been doing that for a long time.
Oh, for sure.
Whoever that guy was.
No, he loves that cook.
Yeah.
Like that cook, that's his guy. That's the corner spot for him, and he is just letting him know, like, yo, good job, dude. Good job. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's my turn.
Yeah.
All right. So some of these, like, just work with me. All right.
All right.
Listen. All right. Hot or not? Number 1, the Nismo 40th collection.
All right.
I need to start you off with an easy one.
Hot.
Okay. Automatic car washes.
If they're touchless, hot. If they got the brushes that spin and ding up scratch up and do all that to your car, if they're touching your car, absolutely not. But touchless, yeah, they're pretty hot. In a pinch, I'd rather do it myself, but
yeah, for sure. You'd rather whip out the old Lowe's bucket and go to town.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. All right. So this is a Japanese snack.
Oh, okay.
And hopefully you know what I'm talking about when I say it. The pre-packed hot dog.
The pre-packed hot dog.
It's like the hot dog, and it's like on a bun with like mayo and mustard on it, and it's on the pastry shelf. It's not like heated or anything.
Dude. Yeah, I have not tried one, but I'm going to go with hot because, like, how could it not be? A room temperature hot dog with ketchup and mustard already?
Yeah, it's like our warm hot dogs, but, like, not warm. And, like, I don't know, dude, but I ate, like, 3 or 4 of them. I went to town, dude. They had the chorizo ones, the pork ones. Yeah, dude. I was loving it. Probably explains a lot. But, yeah, they're dank. I'm glad you said that.
I would say hot. I mean, yeah.
All right. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
Dual exhaust.
Dual exhaust.
Have you ever had dual exhaust?
Is it,
Like, have you ever had dual exhaust?
On my Mustang.
Sounds about right.
So when you say dual exhaust, like on our cars, like the dual exhaust where you route it out like the other side of the bumper where it doesn't go to have like a dual exhaust, or like the twin tips dual exhaust?
I mean,
big difference there because one of them's very hot, one of them's very not.
I mean, dual exhaust was the question.
I'm gonna say hot, dude, because you gotta put in some effort. So.
Yeah, that's like the dual.
So hot.
The dual. I get what you're saying, like the actual dual exhaust for our cars,
right?
Compared to like a
like the old Apexi N1 duals where it had like two smaller cans.
Yeah.
Or like the HKS Super Dragger where that one's dual, like for the GTRs, it's dual from the downpipe all the way back.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Those are pretty cool. Those are definitely hot. But
I've seen a few of those.
If you're putting a dual exhaust on your 1990 Accord,
yeah,
I don't know. It's still pretty hot, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah. I guess it is still pretty hot, huh? All right, last one.
All right.
Atmospheric blow-off valves.
Dude.
Don't be the heartbreaker on this one.
Not hot, because blow-off valves are not hot.
Why?
Don't need them. Well, I mean, in some situations you'll need them, but I mean, for these old pigs, you don't need a blow-off valve.
So blow-off valves are lame.
I think so. I took mine right off and never looked back. You always hear these crazy things like, compressor surge, your turbo is going to spin backwards and break the wheels off and like all this crazy stuff. And it's like, dude, relax. You're pushing 7 pounds.
Right.
Like, it's not like you have this crazy
PSI,
amount of pressure going through there. It's like pretty simple. And dude, they've been doing that in Japan for ever. No
sure.
blow-off valves. Like, even though, I mean, yeah, they do have a lot of them, but like a lot of the drifter guys with the SR20s, like first mod is deleting the blow-off valve.
They just hit the key and just delete that shit. That's cool, man. I love
Backspace and
Japanese
delete.
guys, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it just adds like another piece. Yeah, and plus the compressor surge sounds super cool.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
I get it.
That's really what you're going for there. Is the compressor surge.
Compressor surge, yeah, that's the major benefit. Yeah.
So blow-off valves not hot, but I mean, I guess if you have to have one, have it uncirculated so you can hear some noise. But I don't think blow-off valves are hot.
Yeah.
Throw them away.
All right, cool. So that was the little hot or not, just having a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
Some
good laughs.
Yeah, having some laughs and seeing what we can do here. We definitely appreciate you listening. No, this was a little bit of a shorter episode, but we'll be back again next week with a guest who we will wait to introduce until we're a little bit closer. Mm-hmm. But definitely look forward to that one. We appreciate everybody listening. Hit us up on the socials at RHDGUYS. But for episode 103, I'm Bobby. This is Aaron.
See ya.
Peace.